can't let go of this world. I only say goodbye with words. Don't forget about me. Leave a space for you empty. Don't forget about me. Leave a space for you empty.
west, a fistful of men ride for the black water.
Tonight, an unsettling tone lingers in the air. The sound makes the horses shriek in fear. From above, piercing thunder roars. The earth has visitors. This is the sound of the machine. Now staring into the sky, the stars dissipate to make way as a mechanical beast makes its descent towards the earth. In galaxies and space, a tale as old as time. Fear finds a way
Hello everybody. Alright, we finally got all those technical issues figured out. I do apologize, but we do have Team Surkz versus Blacked up, and just about to see this pistol rod coming in. Destro playing a nice one on his Zinc, trading right back on though. Nico PZ shredding their way onto this point. Was Black, but getting mowed down. Team Surkz doing a great job on the defense. Nice job by Bjor, taking out Learcy with one bullet. Closing out in ladder, just takes out one flex. Looking to close out the round.
God, no
1v2, he could do this.
It's gonna be difficult here. He's in the back towards T-Con. He's going up and down the ladder. He's playing with his suite. A minute and 10 seconds left. No bomb in his shoulders, so there isn't necessarily a lot of room to work with. Kit on the ground, however, and if he can pick up this bomb and maybe make a rotation towards the B bomb site, he does stand a chance. However, is just waiting, as the name says. He's creeping around, spotted the player towards the back of train. Hasn't isolated him just yet. He's scoping around towards heaven. He knows a player's there. He needs to hit this one tap. Missing the shots here. Trying to swing out wide towards the player back green. But no shots connecting now. And he needs to get it denied. The chance to Kermi. 1-0 Surkz. Pick up the first round. And the pistol round goes their way. They're leading now by 1 round. Can Black pull this one back though? They didn't get a bomb plant, so they won't be able to full buy up. And should just be a full save, I reckon.
I think that's really going to be the question here, though. Blacked is pretty clearly the team to beat right now. One of the most experienced as far as Gold Leagues goes. And so Team Surkz coming in really needs to make a statement. Taking up the pistol round is going to get them on their way to doing that. But they've got to convert it now if they want to get that economic advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Team Surkz, I think a crucial factor on your CT side of any map is let's keep that economy as bolstered as possible, and Bjor's doing a fine job finding the first onto just a deagle removed from play. That's a big shot. I mean, Black have incredibly individually skilled players. As you can see, Destro picking up one over towards Ivy and removing as many deagles, any lethal pistols such as the deagle. I mean, you've got just Learcy and Destro. Destro and Learcy, obviously the most notable players, both rank G and rank A+, respectively. So, I mean, getting rid of that deagle is a big factor. I mean, Learcy picks it back up, so maybe there's a chance for Black. I mean, it's a 1-1 trade, 4 versus 4. Slow tempo from both of the teams for now, though, and I think Black not too keen to make an execution. Boosted up towards T-Con. Learcy's trying to spot something. He might get a frag here. No, denied by Bjor. He's going to go down. Learcy, 3 versus 4, man advantage lying in Team Surkz. Should be a simple round for them, and with a man advantage, they should be able to close things out.
Yeah, they've got an idea where Blacked are hiding right now, and Blacked really can't do too much with these P250s, and I think it's wise of Team Surkz here to kind of fold their angles. T-Doy has an opportunity, but it's Nico taking out Bjor. Makes it an even fight, but Kearney takes out Ram. 2v2 now in the situation. Kearney has the angle that he wants. Does he finish off the kill? Yes! Now 2v1 left. Destro has the bomb. Will he be able to get the plant off? Tries to fake it, but Kersey's not going to be pushing him instead. Waits patiently and gets rewarded for it. 2-0 Team Surkz.
Nice start for them. Nice clean round. Obviously, they only get away with 2 players, so there's a sizable chunk of their economy removed from play, and obviously it looks like it will come back to bite them in the butt. Despite losing 2 rounds in a row, Black have a much stronger buy looking at it here. Surkz, Doy is downgraded down to just a scout here, and not a lot of utility ground for Surkz. A fast play towards T-Con. Learcy spotted one. Takes down Kermi, and he's going to find an initial frag. 4 versus 5 in Black. With a lot now to work with as Nico out towards Ivy's trying to top play. With it in Ram. There's so much commotion going on towards the bomb site. Lots of frags, lots of shots being rung out, and Zinc down to 2 HP. Black to have everything in their favor. And with Ram ascending up the ladder, trying to find some connection onto Plex here, but he's got the MP9. He can cause havoc. He's got one, has to back away. No utility to hold him off except for that single Molotov. He's going to use it to the best of his ability. Backs away towards the B-bomb site. He's caused rotations to come in, and Surkz have a lockdown on the B-bomb site here. It should be so difficult for Black to get in, but perhaps, just perhaps, they can find an opening over towards the A-bomb site.
And they have enough time if they want to call out this rotation to move back to the A side. They have currently, I would call it a HP advantage right now with Zinc sitting at 2 HP. He'll go down to nothing, but it's going to be T-Doy going down first. Now making their way back onto that A site. That rotation that I mentioned earlier does manage to come in, and now they gain so much footing. Surkz has rotated all their players onto the B site. Get the free plant, 4 versus 3, and I think Surkz might just back off here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for it. 3 versus 4. Nice rotation from Black. That was a good call. I mean, lovely stuff from Doy to hold things off. Or was it 1plex, I believe? Yeah, it was 1plex to hold things off with that MP9. He did a phenomenal job there. He got the rotations back over. But the only problem was Surkz. They over-rotated. Everyone went over there when they knew we're leaving the completely wrong site open. I mean, you can leave the B a little bit more weakened. It's a lot easier to hold one player. Whereas A, so many angles to hold off, and just because they over-rotate, that gives Black the easy chance to rotate over, so they'll pick up their first round on the board, 2-1. Nice start to the T rounds. Black are looking pretty strong in their T side going into it. However, Surkz will be on an eco buy here. Kermi and Doi, they're only at around 1.4, maybe 1.7 it looks like, and should be a cleanup round for Black. Not a lot of utility to go around for Team Surkz, so I imagine this will be an equalizer.
Yeah, it should be. And one of the things that we saw here in the second round was Black taking a lot of weapons off Team Surkz. That's why last round it was actually Black coming out with the better buy, even though they came off with 2 losses in a row. Liercy goes for the aggressive peek again, though. This could be dangerous.
Yeah, he's looking to make some contact here. Not really spotting too much now. Slow pace from Black. They want to keep things in their favor, and I think slowing things down is probably the best call. You know you're going up against pistols. Let's not run into them. I think that's a common mistake a lot of amateur teams make is, on pistol rounds, let's run into them and not them run into us. And Nico does a fine job of spotting one out towards Ivy. Lovely shot from him. Opening things up again is a Ram, doubling down. 2 frags Storm. Like I said, Black, this was an easy round for them to pick up. Not a lot of utility for Surkz to begin with, and I mean, if Black let this one slip just due to their aggressiveness and their carelessness, that would have been a huge hit. But for now, though, Flex is left alone. 1 versus 5 with the SEM4. He'll be lucky to save this even.
Yeah, he will be. And absolutely no economic damage done onto Black. It's going to be a huge factor here moving on to the next round. Now Surkz have to rebuild against an even better economy coming out from Black. The more rounds they get like this, these just clean 5-0 pistol rounds, the more it's just going to bolster their economy, and the harder they're going to break going further into the map. And it could just be just going down. There it is. Losing a player, taking one of the guns out of the hand. Everything is a victory here that they can get. It's going to be 2. 1plex taking away more than he's worth right about now. Looks for his third. Liercy peeks it, but he's going to get him. Blacks take the round, even it up 2-2.
I think it's big, yeah, that he goes on the hunt there. Plex wanted as many frags as possible, as much damage, but even looking at it, Black, a substantial amount of their bank accounts. You can already see Ram, Liercy, and Nico all sitting comfortably on their cash piles, and I mean, they should have no problems buying up here. He needed to save that. I mean, Black, it's no problem to get rid of that M4 here, but Surkz, if they bring that into the next round, they have a chance they can make something happen. More economy damage can be found from the fruitful benefits, but for now, though, quick play out towards Ivy results in no frags. However, Justice caught out in the middle of nowhere. He's going to be caught out by Doy's PT. Down to the lineup. That's a double. Nico's got one back as well. Nico with a cleanup, a 3K from him. A hat trick of frags, and Black, simple enough. They win the third round. 2 frags found from Surkz, and it is onto the 2 weakest or financially unstable players. Just and Destro, not too comfortable right now.
It was just a firing range down T-spawn. They're great for Black for cleaning it up. However, they did lose 2 players in the process. And so I think that's Team Surkz making sure that that economy doesn't become too destabilized in Black's favor. Now they will have an opportunity here. They've got the scout, they've got the UMP. They could do even more damage here, but no. It's Ram putting an end to Zinc, finding the dome with the SIG, making their way onto this A site faster than last round. They know they're not playing against the pistols. They know they can make these decisive plays, and they're going to go ahead and do it as well. It might even be a save coming out from Team Surkz. No, Kearney goes for the ladder drop, gets punished for it. They've got the armor, they've got the deagles. They could just try to hold on to him here, but they're holding such aggressive angles. 1plex on the hunt in the backside, but doesn't find anybody. Instead, it's Nico who goes down on site, but now he's found out. It's Bjor, or T-Doy rather, sitting on site, and yeah, he's not long for life, sitting behind that ticket booth.
I mean, he's able to find 2-1 league, so there's damage found onto Black. Obviously not too much in the way of a con, but 1plex, he wants to find something with this UMP, maybe some exit frags. He's got Liercy coming up right close, and this could be a huge frag to take. Get it, can pick up the Krieg now, drop the smoke just to ensure it, and 4-2 Black on their T side are looking really dominant right now. Double the score of Surkz here, and I don't even think that 1plex is gonna be with the Krieg. Huge hit here. If he brought that over, that would have been nice addition to them, but they will be able to confidently buy here. Double op setup on
Team Surkz.
T-Doy and Zinc. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're back on their first buy since that second round. It's been a good while. It's been 4 rounds since they've seen anything. And we saw a lot of rounds where they're just taking a couple guns off of Black, but that's just not enough, especially if you can't survive with them. But now, finally with the 1-man advantage, T-Doy takes out Justin, maybe stems that bleeding a little bit.
Back to the 4 versus 3 as Ram doubles down. He's looking for more. Zinc denies the chance, however. Lucky enough, he's able to get that one. He's almost caught midair. Very, very close. And for now, though, 3 versus 2. I mean, lovely stuff from Black. Obviously, they go down a player, and they instantly are able to find things back into their favor, trade things out, and you can see the clear and utter dominance as Dasher has no trouble in getting onto the B-bomb site. Takes down 1plex like it's nothing. Hot knife through Butter and Kermi. Oh, this is outrageous. Does he actually go for it? There's no way you go for this one. You need to save this. Bring that Krieg over, but he wants to go all the marbles in. He's gonna back away. He realizes I cannot win this fight, and so 5-2 Black. That's a fast round. I mean, these rounds are going by so fast. It's almost a blur at this point. Black are so dominant at this point in time, and their T side is not slowing down whatsoever.
Yeah, I think one thing to point out is just the variability in Black's pace right now. We saw them go extremely slow in the pistol round, taking every corner at absolute patience, but they just blitz onto the sites now for the past 2 rounds. They've been able to do it, and it's been fairly impressive, their command of the pace of the game.
Yeah, I mean, kind of everything depends on who, if Black double down or if they find an opening frag, and like you said, everything's dictated by Black, and that's not what you want if you're on the CT side. Things should be at your control on a map like Train as well, heavily favoring the CTs. It's a little bit worrisome if you're Surkz right now, but perhaps they can change things around with this pistol. 3D equals a P250 and an op on Kermie. I mean, that op has to be huge. I mean, if you can't find anything with it, no chance in the round here. A nice little smoke setup coming out from Black, and Bjorn wants to find something up close towards Pop Dog, but nothing really spotting his mind, but maybe he gets something here. He's caught Destro out with his nade. He's found one, dropped in from the P250 just in the nick of time. Zink as well getting one back. It's a cluster of a round right now. Oh, almost had a chance at that frag. Nico eliminates him, and now 3 versus 3 with just the up to work with here. Currently spotted out by Lyricity. That is lovely. 2 versus 2 when, I mean, this round's too close to tell right now. 1 versus 2 and 1 plex. Justice Deagle to work with. Both the players are really low right now, though. 56 on Justin, 16 HP on Lyricity. You can contest this one with well-placed Deagle shots. I mean, they're both 1 body shot away from death, and I mean, if you're clinical with it, you can pull things off now. And he's going to rotate back towards the B-bomb site. Let's see how this one goes down. Oh, no.
Yes, right, but he's got to go for it. He's got the Deagle and armor. It's within range. First peek comes through. Just going to avoid that damage. Might line up here along the lane again. Re-peek it. It's a little greedy, but he's not going to be punished quite yet. Deciding he's got to take a different road. But from Catwalk, 1 plex goes down. Just makes it look easy, and Black making it look easier now. 6 and 2. Moving on into the 9th round. A commanding lead here in the first half, and another decent buy going to be coming out from Team Surkz. This is the 3rd opportunity they've had in all of these 8 rounds, and so they have to show us that they can make the most of it, because they weren't even able to do it whenever Black was on pistol rounds, and so I don't know how they're going to do it on these rifles. They've got to play a lot more consistently. They're getting caught off by Blacks a lot of the time, and maybe just overcommitting to some of these peaks.
Yep, and there's Bjorn, like you said, overcommitting. He's way too out in the open, and Ram, he's going to take some of the medicine he's been dishing out. Don't look at the lovely double on this up. 4 versus 2. Advantage lying in Surkz for the first time in forever. It seems. And Zink. Nice shot from him. Quad kill for the Surkz side. And just has no chance at him. I mean, he wanted to be a little bit cheeky with it, going off the ladder with that MVP, but inevitably he goes down. Surkz 3-6 Blacked. Not looking too hot right now going into these later parts of the first half. I mean, they still have plenty of economy to buy up here, but that was a slaughter there. Surkz well adjusted to it, and I mean, these rounds are coming right down to the wire at this point. Black are looking strong as ever, and Surkz are looking to find some momentum back into it. 3-6, still double the score. Black are leading confidently here with 5 Kriegs, a cluster of nades going out. You can already see here Ram creating so much space out here. He spotted one out there. Goes Kermie. He drops him instantly, and Ram is still looking on the hunt for more. Spotted out here by Bjorn. He's gonna get taken out here. Zink tries to challenge. It looks like just doubles down. I mean, it's such a cluster around at this point. It's really not formal. I mean, Black they have so much confidence going into it. They're just gonna rush out here. Destro might be able to spot the head of Doi just barely, I think. I don't know. Doi somehow wins that fight. I'm not too sure about that one. 2 versus 1. Here's the up top. Nice quick round for Black, I think, at this point. There's he picks it up 1 versus 1. This is such a close round, and he spots out 1 plex. There it is. 7-3. Black shut down the momentum of Surkz, but I mean, these rounds, they're such a cluster there. I mean, Black are just rushing out, and it comes down to just these 1 versus 1s or these 2-for-1 trades. I mean, it's insane at this point.
But I think one thing that's totally worth noting right now is how well Black have been trading. I think Black are living for these scrappy fights because they are confident in their ability to trade kills really effectively. They're playing in these little 2-man hit squads, and Surkz are going on these over-aggressive peaks. And the reason they're getting punished for it, even if they're getting 1 kill, they're guaranteed to lose a man because Black's speaking with 2 people just like that. Lyricity manages to get 1 down onto Bjorn, but not before 2 members of his own team go down here. Looking pretty good for Team Surkz now. T-Doi finds another one onto Ram. This could be the round they're looking for. Destro, last man left alive here for Black. Then it could be Team Surkz making their way back into this one. In fact, it will be. Destro goes down, and Team Surkz make it 4-7.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with Black now. I think they're, yeah, like you said, they're overextending themselves too much. Rushing out towards Tika and creating that initial space, but then just losing it ultimately in the end. And now we're looking at 7-4. Team Surkz 3 rounds away from closing the gap. Although Black, I mean, this is a dominant T set, right? 7 rounds is substantial. You're able to work with it on your CT side, and now they change things up. Not too adamant on going out here. T-Noy almost landing a shot onto Rambo. Look at him. He's accelerated out towards T-Con. He's out here towards Hell now, towards Olaf and Ram. Looking for something, but Nico on the other bomb site has found one. He's lurked all the way out here. Bomb goes down now. Here's a chance for Black to get back into it. Lost 2 consecutive rounds in a row, and Ram is in a prime position. Bjorn just trading out frags here, and they're looking for something. Bomb down. Retake is on. D-Doy, or T-Doy. Up close with the MP. He's trying to spot something out here, but Kirby up top here. He might get spotted by one. No, the plate comes in. Ram, he's not hitting the shots. He goes down here, but Nico is in a prime position. 2 versus 1. Traded out now by Zink. 1 versus 1. And just saw one of the bombs. Zink can stick this one. He can stick it. Bomb on. He's defusing it. It's just ready. Swinging in the wrong direction. It might be the
Oh, he's gonna get it.
He's got it.
He got it.
5 seconds. He can see the smoke. Just doesn't get the spray. And it's 5-7 Surkz with a cluster of around once more. Pulling off. 5-7 Black with 2 rounds ahead. The gap is ever so closing, and Surkz in the hot tail of Black at this point in time.
And it's so big for Surkz. Look at the economy of Black. It is not hot. One hero Sig sitting here on Just. He's got to be the man to do it for him if they're going to clean it up this round. If they don't manage to, it could be huge. Their economy's just enough that they'll get a buy next round. But they need to start cleaning stuff up right now. Take the weapons out of Team Surkz hands before this CT economy gets out of hand. Pressure comes in through Ivy, but Clearcy just trying to mow down Destro. The kills going down all over the map. In fact, now a 4v1 for Black, or pardon me, Ram stays alive just barely.
I mean, what has happened at this point? Ram is now left alone, 1 versus 4 with this Zog. Spots out 1, he's looking for a 3rd. Get it though, denied the chance by the nade. Oh, he might get up the nade, I think he will. He gets 1 flex of 1 versus 2. This is duel on low HP, spotted out now by Tito, and nade doesn't connect. Oh, maybe just, no. And Ram's just spinning around. He knows that this one's over. 14 points of L. And the thing is, Surkz have no idea where he could be right this point. It's okay, Ram. I don't know what Ram's doing at this point, I'm not gonna lie.
He's scanning. That's what.
Oh yeah,
he's listening. It's echolocation.
Echolocation. He's clicking his tongue. Ram, you okay?
Team Surkz want nothing to do with it.
But the thing is, he can win this. They have no idea where he is, and now he's back in. Now he wants to battle. Perhaps maybe he's wasted. Oh no, he's giving his position away. It's over now. He can actually get this frag on Bjorn. He has a chance at it, but no. Not looking in the right direction here. He's gonna get spotted out here by the op, I imagine. Bomb goes down. Not a chance. What a weird round.
What a an interesting choice of play. He was running down the clock, making it interesting, or something along those lines,
Yeah,
but
something.
it does
He's
not
having fun.
manage
He's having
to
fun.
net him the win. So 6-7, Team Surkz continuing their reign right now. The Sigs coming on line for Black and Learcy, just barely enough for Galil here. So if they lose this round, their economy is going to be pretty cracked. They'll get a half by next round, but Team Surkz will start to take the lead if they manage to close out this round. But it's been the gun rounds that have given them trouble so far, but not anymore. Bjorn takes out Ram,
no.
looking to continue the lead. Team Surkz, no,
Nico.
Nico says no, puts a stop to that one, makes it a 4 versus 4, but instead it's the T-side members just going down one after another. Now stuck in a 4 versus 3, Team Surkz has the advantage. And there it is, Kermie takes out Nico.
3 versus 2, yeah, I mean, what is going on here, Black? I mean, we talked about the momentum going back and looking at Team Surkz, right? These rifle rounds, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, is that this is such a cluster for Black. I mean, they cannot find anything in these rifle rounds, and now 2 versus 3, Kermie has got his head on the right headspace. Oh, that's certain death for Learcy. Drops down, no way you win that fight. Just even a challenge again, a 1 versus 2 tag down to 63. Back up the ladder now like Mario himself. He's gonna go out towards the B-bomb side, and just one player Plex. He needs to find this frag, and he's not ready for it. Knife out, guns out now, and it's too late. One Plex takes him down. 7-7, last round of the first half, and things are swinging back the way of Team Surkz here. A respectable half from Black nonetheless, however. They were dominating in the earlier parts of this half, and now Surkz have come back 7-7, equalized here, and they're looking to wrap things up and bring it home on their CT side.
Yeah, earlier on though, we were talking about a train of very CT-sided map, and so coming out of it 8-7, not something that Team Surkz is going to be super duper happy about. They want to look for that 9-6 score and look for that 10-5, but instead they're just getting blitzed here by Black in their pistol round, looking to make an 8-7 half on the T side, give themselves an even better advantage moving on to the second half. But this A site take is so strong. Kermie finds one, Zink finds another. finally putting a stop to the bleeding. In fact, Kermit's gonna take out Justin. Look to do it all on his own with one play from Ladder, taking out Destro, makes it 8-7 for Surkz in the first half.
That's a beautiful first half, isn't it? I mean, look at the scoreboard, right? It goes 6-2 in favor of Black, and then it goes back 3-6, and then 7-3, and then it just goes right back to Surkz. A lovely comeback from them on their first half side. CT side was obviously a lot easier to manage with, and however, the T side should prove to be a little bit more difficult, I imagine, for the Surkz. I mean, Train is not looking like it's their map, and we'll get right back into the second half. Team Surkz on their T side, Black on the CT side. Strange enough, though, no kits for Black. They're not risking anything here. I think it is going to be an A split over towards Pop Dog and out towards T-Con. They've got this line out perfect enough. 4 players stacked up here. Leosin needs to tap some heads, but he's not connecting anything. Destro is even taking out one of his own teammates. Just out towards Z, and now the frags are going back the way of Black. Trades coming in. Leosin has all the heads lined up, but he's only able to find one. Destro and Nico have to make up for it, and now that leaves T-Doy and a 1 versus 2. He's got this Glock up close here. He needs to tap the head. He's back around. He can't get it onto Nico. So close for him. But Surkz, they drop the pistol, and Black find a way to tie it up 8-8. Lovely stuff from them. They're bringing things back, and with that pistol round, they can keep Surkz humble, keep their economy humble, and Black with a strong buy coming at you. 2 MP9s, 3 MP9s from Nico, and 2 from Masa. So it should be, again, an easy round for Black unless things go horrendously wrong here, and Surkz with just pistols to work with.
Well, it's exactly what we saw whenever his Team Surkz in the driver's seat on the CT side. They've got to manage to convert this with as many people live as they can. They found the rush. The Molotov is going to be huge. They're all running to the fight. He's down by the MP9. Nico takes out 3, 4th even with the fire, and T-Doy managed to get a bomb plant for his troubles, but it's nothing to be had against the weapons of Nico.
But yeah, but I think that with that bomb line, I mean, that's a huge economic boost. You can see Nico, right? He started around $500 this round, and look at him. He's all the way up, 6.2K. He's living the life with that 4K, 3 with the MP9. That's an extra 1.8, and then that Eve Molotov gives you 300. I'm not too sure, but however, 8-9. Surkz off of the pistol round lost, and then the the consecutive one, they'll be able to strongly buy here. Up in 4 Creeds. This is a decent buy for them. Nice utility setup. See what they can do in the first round. I mean, this is going to be a big test for both teams. I mean, second half here. Black are looking to make things happen and shut things down, however. And Surkz, I mean, they're on the rise right now. 1 round away from equalizing on their T side. It is going to be a difficult one. As you can see, Tito is already isolated out towards Econ. And slow start from Surkz. Not a lot to mention. Not a lot to go off of. And Destro peeking out. Spotted 1. Drops the smoke here. I mean, Blacks are playing very patient, and they're playing brilliant right now. I mean, they're not really overcommitting to anything on either side, towards either connection, towards Ivy, or even towards T-Con. I mean, it's lovely right now. And Black, patient as ever. They'll wait for Team Surkz to make a mistake.
Yeah, I think this is exactly the spot that Black want to be, though. Just in that driver's seat, controlling the pace of the match, holding these angles patiently. I don't think it's up to Team Surkz right now. They have to make the move, obviously, but Black look like they have total decision on where this goes, on where the move has to be made. Slow rotation, though, coming out. It could be a little bit of an A split. Here is Bjorn, makes his way in towards A main. No, they could go for the full rotation here.
I don't know exactly what's going on here, Team Surkz. One back over towards the B side, and interesting enough, they leave just Nico alone here with the SEM4 to hold things off, and I think that smoke actually from Kirby's going out towards the... that goes off the map there. Lots of nice smoke. EU smokes even. Going out towards Z, and execution's in. It's all on Nico. Spray comes in, can't catch his shot. He's able to find one, but doesn't realize that there's a player up top, and he's caught up by Zink. Ram now left alone on the back of the site here. He's out towards Oil. He's found one, even a second. Ram shuts it down. A double for him. And Black with a 2-round lead. Team Surkz, 8-10, down by 2. They'll have a weak buy going to this one. I mean, there's not a lot for them whatsoever.
Yeah, we're starting to see that individual talent from Black start to come out. It's Destro, Ram, Learcy, Nico. All of them are just coming up huge in these rounds. And as much as the trades haven't been super effective this game, how it's been so scrappy, when you're not trading, it does come down to those 1v1s and just those individual skill plays, and that's what's going to win you rounds. Now, Blacked up 10-8, looking to make it more. Kermie, though, held off by a Molotov. Now a smoke as Ram is holding 2 angles at once here. A little tricky here for Black, but they're committing hard onto the safe site.
Yeah, they're committed to this one. I mean, the utility is immense from Black. I don't imagine there'll be too many problems. They have a plethora of cash, utility, and firepower. So, I mean, no utility for Surkz to begin with. 1plex, he has that 1 smoke. I'm not really too sure he wants to line that one up. Looks like he's actually going to try and sell this one towards B. Drops the smoke towards the lower ramp. Out towards walkway. Benico, he's not buying any of it. Trying to aggress here. Ram much as he can. Kirby trades him out here. T-Boy as well. 2 for 2 trade, but Destro M4 long range should be substantial enough to hold things off. Surkz, however, T-Boy brings it back, just brings it right back into the side of Blackton now. 2 versus 2. Op is going to hold things off here. Nico rotating around. Rifles have been picked up, however, in Blacked. This is going to be a hard retake for them. 2 rifles picked up for Surkz here, and Nico out towards Pop Dog. He's going to try and hunt players down now. Up close and personal with 1 Plex spot of the Shadow. He's got it. There it is. The Shadow gives him away. And Bior and a 1 versus 2. M4 has got the position. They have no idea he's here. He's on the back line now. Nobody is expecting him. Waiting and watching here as he's trying to spot players out. Spots one up towards him. Everybody hasn't spotted just yet. Looks like he will get struck back nonetheless. Needs to hold the spray. Can't connect it. Smoke is on the bomb here. He's going to go for it, I think. Just sticking it now. There's not enough time. He has to tap it. There's no time left, though. Muir's wanted up the one. What a shot that is. Muir takes just his head off of his shoulders, and 9 to 10 Surkz off the pistols. Somehow converted and Blacked down to shambles. Their economy is broken. And how do they do it, Surkz?
And he's clinical with the Deagle finding the last kill, and that could have been huge. That weapon being saved could have meant a lot here for Black. Now sitting on a very awkward double op alongside, what, 2 Deagle armors and 3 Deagle armors. For Black, this is going to be a rough one, but they decide they want to stack this A site, pushing Ivy very aggressively, taking a lot of map control, but as long as Team Surkz don't go towards that B site, they won't be punished for it. But 1Plex finds one onto Ram early, but just had already found one onto Bjor. So it is 4 versus 4. The information game, though, will be in the hands of Team Surkz, with Learcy just getting his team so many advantages right now.
Bring things right back here, however. This double up can work wonders for the Black side, and it's not really coming into effect right now. Justin Learcy only with a single frag to show for it. However, though, I like this position here. He's going to make some contact. He's not going to be able to spot 1Plex in the nick of time. However, Learcy is able to take down 1Plex just before his team goes down. The Deagle doesn't prove substantial enough now. And Learcy, 1 versus 2. If you want to play in this scenario, it has to be Learcy moving around, maneuvering around this bomb site, trying to keep himself alive with this sub. He's bottled up towards Z, and now's the waiting game here for Learcy. Take things slow, and hopefully you can find an opening.
44 seconds left on the clock. No rotation coming out here from Team Surkz, but it seems like they fooled Learcy by being quiet just a little bit too long. They forced out the rotation. The bomb should be going down here relatively soon.
Learcy.
There's nothing he can do about it, and they'll have the crossfire set up easily here on the bomb train.
He stands a chance. If you want to play in this scenario, like I said, it has to be Learcy out on the bomb site now. Looking to create some havoc here. This crossfire is too immense for him, I imagine. Though no kit, he doesn't have a lot of time to play with, and he needs to get these frags now. Hunting, looking for something up the up on the green ladder. When does the pop out come from Kirby? Not just yet. He's going to hold things up. They're playing things safe here, Team Surkz. Not willing to give anything, and yep, Learcy's going to walk into it. Kirby takes him down. An equalizer found by Surkz, 10 to 10. And still, though, these rounds are going by in a blur. Black now on the back ropes here. No economy to work with. Nothing at all. Quinn on 800. I mean, what do you call here for your Surkz?
I mean, if you're Team Surkz, I think you keep doing what you're doing. You're playing the game very slow when you have the advantages. They're struggling in these little skirmishes to get the advantage, but the second they back out, they realize they have a one-man advantage. They put on the brakes. They slow the game right back down, and like you saw in that last situation, 2v1, but they're not risking anything, and they've got to keep pulling plays like that, where they can systematically decide where they want to go, clear it with crossfires, be ready to trade, and just take advantage of the advantages they get for themselves with these double op setups that they've been pulling out.
You know, but a tactical timeout here from Black. This is a moment to think. I mean, I think this is mainly how do we want to manage our economy. It's so low at this point. I mean, Quinn is somehow on $800. I've never seen that before on the CT side, and everyone else is just floating around 2K, sometimes even 3K in the case of Ram. But I mean, there isn't a lot going on here for Black at this point. Tactical timeout to hopefully mentally reset themselves, but they need a lot more than just a mental reset. I mean, there's a lot at stake here. This round is crucial for Surkz here, and if they can explode into the second round with a round 1, I mean, it's basically game over. He gets up 12 to 10, then even 13 to 10 with that round lead, and another attack, maybe even, this is a tech scenario with maybe some problems on the Black side. I'm not too sure what's going on, but hopefully they're taking the time to sit things through, isolate the problems that they're making on their CT side. I mean, this is a map that you should be confident on if you're the CTs. I mean, this is so CT-sided. I mean, obviously it's arguable on maps like Mirage, maybe even Inferno, but I mean, Train is one of those definite CT-sided maps, and neither of these teams have found too much success.
No, the CT, or the T sides especially, I think it's really interesting that they're finding so much success. Probably 90% of these rounds have gone to the A site, which has been a really interesting little progression. Fairly few rounds have actually been headed towards the B side. Most of them have been rotations, if nothing else. And so we kind of saw it last round, Black just stacking that A site repeatedly and somehow still not finding the rounds, even though they know exactly where that bomb's going. And that's stuff that you really need to capitalize on. You're setting yourselves up for these trades, but you're not getting them. You're just losing men in these little scrambles. You need to stick to your game plan, find your trades where they're set up, utilize your crossfires, and get yourself man advantages, because right now is Team Surkz doing that far more effectively.
Yes, and I mean they play it nice and patient, and Black, I feel like they're a little bit too antsy to go into things, right? I mean they're challenging angles that in general no one would challenge. I mean they're peeking down angles with a freaking deagle. I mean, like down towards dive, you're gonna challenge a double up with the deagle? No, you're not gonna win that fight. So Black, I feel like, are taking too many risks right now, and Surkz are just capitalizing on every single mistake that's being taken or that's being given to them by Black. And another attack timeout. I think this is actually just a technical. I mean, some difficulties on the Black side. So,
yeah. I've got to ask, though.
Nico's back up to 3.6.
If you had to choose standout players here, who here is doing it for you? Because a lot of these fights are coming down to one-on-one skirmishes, little things across the map. Who's pulling them out for each team right now? What are the real impact players, Silly?
I think that Tito, I mean, we saw on a CT side, a lot of the rounds went the way of Team Surkz solely because of his double op setup. I mean, he had a multiple of multi-frags. He had 3Ks and 2Ks all around on the A-bomb side. I mean, he was a critical player in that Z area. I mean, he was locking things down, getting tagged the players coming out towards T-Con from Black. And obviously that's due to the mistakes of Black, but nonetheless, he's there to capitalize on it. Tito has been a huge factor for Surk's success, and now that he's back on the op here on their T side, we'll see what he can do with it. A stack from Black, I believe, towards the A-bomb side. Nico is AFK, and Nico gone? I think Nico just left the server. 4-player stack over from Black. What? Oh, 5-player. What is this? Astralis stack over towards camera. Not gonna warrant anything. It should be Team Surkz picking up this 11th round nice and comfortably.
Bomb has been planted.
Simple down here for Black. Not too much going on for them. I don't think that Surkz really are too worried about it. I mean, hunting down here with this Mac 10 Kermi. Slow start for them. And Surkz, they're going to pick this one right up here. But they're sticking with this 4-player stack. Black, not towards camera. They're not too adamant on changing up the position. Maybe he gets some frag, but I don't think too much. Kermi's going to walk right into it. Can he mow them down with this Mac 10? Oh, he's caught out there. There's the decimation. Nico's got it. And 11 to 10 out for Surkz. They regain the lead. And more confidently so on their T side, however.
Yeah, and it's going to take a fairly strong rifle round here from Black, because if they don't pull this one off, their economy is not going to be in a hot place, and facing up against 12 rounds is really that break point where if your economy goes down one more time, that's almost a guaranteed 3 rounds heading in the other direction. So Team Surkz really in the driver's seat right now. They have to decide where this one goes, but Nico playing very aggressively, finds one. Not going to be a second. Zink takes him out, and now the B site is set to be taken, but not if Ram's in the way. Finds one, looks for another. Zink, though, gets the better of him. The nade down onto site should deal a lot of damage here onto Zink, but it's T-Doy who's holding down all the angles. He's sneaking around, but a great shot takes him out.
Trades going back to the way of Black. I don't know what I just said here. Destro, however, finds one in the Zink. A 2 versus 2. T-Doy on top of the ladder. He's somehow blocks Destro up the air. What is that? Justin a 1 versus 2. He's got to pull this one up to keep Black in it. Needs to tie things up here, and he needs it badly. He can pick up this kit and retrieve it, but even still, there's not enough time for him. He has to play this to absolute perfection. Catches the first, hits the shot. T-Doy goes down, kit picked up, and he's looking for the final frag bomb. It's going to be Molotov here on Kermi. He's won the round single-handedly off of that single Molotov, and just has to back away and save this up. It's 12 to 10. Team Surkz, another dominant round in Black. On the tippy toes of decimation here as 2-round lead from Surkz. Everything going down here from Black.
I mean, you call it just a 2-round lead, but it's also a complete economic domination coming out from Surkz right now, and they're converting so many of these rounds and just willing to trade off players in these rushes, in these scrappy fights, and they're getting the better of Black so often, but it's not done yet. They do have the op, they've got the Deagles, the CZs, they've got everything they can need to find themselves a couple picks and pull out this round. The question is, will they be able to do it? Pushing up aggressively, though, on this A site where there's not a single member of Team Surkz to be found. Instead, it's just playing aggressively with the op, but not able to give his team an advantage.
Nice shot out here from Kermi. Still on towards the A bomb, so I mean, this time it's a little bit different from CT side. I mean, we saw that Black, they like to play patient and slow here on their eco rounds. They picked them up with the rifles on their T side, but now Surkz, they just exploded on the side, right? Black played it slow on their T side, and Surkz is like, whatever, we don't care about that. Let's play this one fast, get this round over with, and clean things up. Should be 13 to 10. Maybe Destro can make things happen. Here's looking for a second, denied the chance. Ram needs to find something now, but they stand no chance whatsoever. He's found one, maybe even a second. No, denied by Bior. And Justin a 1 versus 3. Again, he just needs to save this up, and hopefully he can back away with something. However, though, I mean, if you're a Surkz, you can go on the hunt. Economy is bolstered here. They've got so much cash flow in them, and Black to really need to just find something, find some momentum. This save round does give them some economy, but even still, losing the next one will be a huge, catastrophic hit to them. And for now, though, 13 to 10 Surkz. Domination here, like you said. Economically, mentally, physically, technically, I don't know. They're just dominating them all around. 13 to 10, 3-round lead, and off this round, hopefully Black can find something.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. Black really are one of the teams to be here, well proven in the Golden Tournaments, and so coming out and making a statement here in your first game against them is something that Team Surkz definitely want to do, and they're in a position to do it, nearing that scary match point area, but instead, it's already going to be another A-rush coming out here from Team Surkz, pushing aggressively into Destro goes down. That's one of the ops of the 2-op setup. Learcy takes it again, finds T-Dwight, makes it even, but Zinc takes another one down for Team Surkz. Making a way down on this A side, but Learcy is doing a great job of holding his ground. Now 3 versus 2 here for Black, looking to take another round off of Team Surkz, work their way back into this game, slowing it right back down though. Team Surkz not quite sure where they want to go. The rotation could come around here to the B site. They have the ladder room control, and so they're going to opt for it. Make their way over to the B site, and nobody on Black is prepared for this. No.
Oh, I think
Taking that right back
no.
to A.
Kirby can find something out here though. He's investigating towards the A bomb set out towards Pop. Like there's no way anyone expects him in this position. Surkz in a prime time to pull things off in this 2 versus 3. This is doable. We've seen the prowess here from Plex and Kermi, and they need to show it once more. Headed back towards the B bomb set, however, and Kermi wants to make something happen, but Black they're reading this perfectly, right? They're reading it like a book. Kermi with a flashbang out here. That's gonna signal the rotations in. They might just draw something away just back over towards ramp, and now that Plex is out towards Ivy, they can pull this one off here. Learcy trying to spot something. He comes out towards Pop. Kirby's gonna go down here. No! Oh, this shot from just but Learcy's quick on the trade. Bomb goes down here, and Plex can pull this one off. A 1 versus 2. Player hot on his tail, however, flanked from Nico. This should take him down here, and Nico hasn't spotted him just yet. The timing is off. A 2 versus 1, and everything is in Plex's favor now. They're going to try and pinch him. They think that he's out here towards Sandwich, but however, Plex out towards Z. He has to play this one to perfection. Going up the ladder now to try and pull things back in his favor. Needs to flick onto Nico fast as ever. He's going to get it here. 1 versus 1, giving his position away. Up the ladder he goes, and he's looking for this one to put them on a 14 and to financially destroy Black here. His head is stuck. There's no chance here for Learcy. He needs to get on this bomb now, and Black's with everything, the high ground. He's got it all. He's just playing with his spoon at this point, and Learcy knows he needs to back away. The frag might even go the way of Plex, but he's not going to get it. Bomb goes off. He goes down with it. But in the end, all players fall. 14 to 10 Surkz. 4-round lead in Black. With so much catching up now, this is such a catastrophe for them.
Fantastically played there by Flex, pulling out the round at such a massive disadvantage. Gets the bomb plant down and then just barely sneaks by the sidelines of the CT side, getting his way up into heaven there, and that just solidifies the round. Like you mentioned, just playing with his food at that point, taking every advantage that he had and just making the most of it. Now Team Surkz sitting at 14 rounds, looking to make it a 15, looking to take it to game point. Black, their economy isn't terrible, but their weapons don't look pretty either now. It's going to take a miracle to win this game for them.
Yeah, nothing short of a miracle even. I mean, look at the economy. Look at everything for them. A dearth of utility, and they're in penury at this point. $50 on Destro, $150 on Just, and that's a huge up investment played. Ram isn't going to find anything off of this Max 7 Surkz. This is lovely from them. A 4-player stack up towards Ivy. They can hold things up and try and bottleneck them in here. And Black, they need to utilize this Deagle to the best of their ability. Learcy's gonna challenge this. He might find something. No, denied by the flash swings and Nico. He's hidden in the smoke. Learcy with a crosser now with Nico. He's gonna reaggress. He needs to find something, but no, nothing. Nico holds his trigger. He's not giving up just yet, not giving up hope. And Flex denies him. Nico with a huge chance now, but he needs to find it. No, denied by Zeke again. And Blackton once more in shambles here. A 5 versus 2. Rams out on the site. The Mag doesn't get anything except for 1. And now Just again in the 1 versus 4. This is it. Surkz have found a match point, map point, whatever you want to call it, and Blacked, with no chance in this round, need to hold on to this up and pray for a miracle here. I mean, they are on their last limbs in this map.
You're playing for overtime with horrible economy. They're not going to have anything going into this round except for this op. So it's all going to be on just not only right now to hold on to this op, but in the next round, finding an opening pick is the #1 thing that Black need to be looking to do. But Team Surkz could actually try to counterplay that. They know where Just has been peaking in a lot of these previous rounds, and they can look to take advantage of those angles. And with so many weapons, I have to admit, that's where I expect it to go, but they could even do a B-take, which, again, we just have not seen very often here, and might just catch Black off guard with that.
I mean, they need to invest here, right? I mean, there isn't anything. They needed that op in the hands of maybe Learcy or Just, and even then, that op is not having the say that it wants. I mean, that op on Black, it has not rung its name quite too often, and then T-Doy again, he's the player to watch out for in this tournament, I believe. I mean, we expected Black to clean this one up nicely. However, though, Surkz are bringing the heat, they're bringing the fire, showing their prowess here in the opening matches of Golden League. And I mean, what a match it's been. 15-10, a match point for Surkz, and this investment from Black, it's nominal even at that. And Surkz with everything going for them. The B execution, the rotations down from Black here. Can they hold this one up? Bior wants it down. Tram's gonna find it. The trades come back. Kermit doubling down. Lucy finds one back here. And a 3 versus 3, a 3 versus 2 Surkz. It's gonna be the way of them, but maybe the MP9. Just maybe it doesn't happen. T-Door with the final 2K. Closes it out, and it's gonna be 16-10. Surkz picking up the opening match here in the Golden League CS pot of gold, and that was phenomenal. Look at him, you can already see there, right? T-Doy, the fire starter. He really did start the fire in the Golden League CS tournament, and I mean, god dang, what a man he is. He dropped something like 25 frags, and when they needed it most, he came through with the big kills. And in the end, though, that was literally that was all Surkz show, right? On their T set, they came back huge. I mean, at first it looked like that maybe Black could run away with it on their T set, but then they come back swinging. I mean, they come back swinging hard, and ultimately they dominate.
Yeah, and I think the name of the game there was adaptation there for Surkz. Black really unable to change their strategy throughout the rounds, and it happened on both CT and T side for them, just not able to change it up. They started getting read over and over by Surkz, and that A site just looked undefendable from the absolute barrage of attacks that Surkz were throwing into it on their T side. And at the end of the day, congratulations to them. They come out with the first win of this tournament, so they're looking hot going into it, taking out one of the top contenders of the prior tournament. What a game.
Yeah, and that's going to wrap things up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in to this stream. Obviously, this is just the opening match of the Golden League's Pot of Gold tournament, a $1,000 prize, but we are excited, and that's just a taste of what's going to happen here in the rest of the group stage. And for now, though, that's going to be the rest of us signing off. I'm at SillyCast on Twitter, joined with, on behalf of @door_cast on Twitter, and obviously follow Golden Leagues on Twitter. That's at Golden Leagues, I should say, and I mean, I'm ready for the rest of the season, but that's going to be it for tonight. On behalf of @door_cast, this has been a great cast, and hopefully we'll see you for the next matchup tomorrow. Anyway, that's going to be us signing off. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night.
Peace.